Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening to the Tetsudo Mokei podcast edition. I'm your host, Kennedy, and this is episode 33. Well, I'm doing a podcast early in the morning, and usually when I podcast or when I talk early in the morning, my voice is much deeper. And as it progresses through the day, it becomes a little higher. So for those of you who keep on wondering, why is his voice so low? Does he have a cold? No, when I wake up in the morning, my voice is typically low. And as it progresses through the day, then it gets a little higher. So, but no cold. but yeah, first I want to start off by saying that we have started a TOMIX podcast edition. So episode 1 is out right now, and I talk about the collaboration between McDonald's Japan and TOMIX. So definitely visit or check out the podcast, same YouTube channel. The difference will be that I will discuss TOMIX stuff on that channel. At first I was said, should I talk about TOMIX on the Tetsudo Mokei? And I said no, it's unless it's train related, but really most of the TOMIX discussion should be on another site or another podcast. So that's what I did. So now if you want to listen, if you enjoy TOMIX, which is Takara Tomy's line of die-cast metal vehicles, check it out. So I'm also a TOMIX collector. As mentioned, and I think in the past episode, I don't really go hardcore when it comes to cars, and when it came to Hot Wheels or Matchbox. I have done it before, collecting a certain line. I think it was a Batman stuff, but that was way in the past. So. But this one, TOMIX stuff, I really am into the Japanese, such as like how I'm into Japanese trains. I'm also into Japanese vehicles, and that's where TOMIX comes in, and I'll talk about it on the other podcast. So check that out. It's called the TOMIX Podcast Edition. Okay, so for today's episode, the topic is going to be... Well, there's quite a few things to talk about, so let's talk about, start off with the news first. So, by the way, this is right here. What you're looking at is an image of the Hayabusa Shinkansen. You got an H5, and I believe this one is a E series N-gauge, and this is the 164 TOMIX edition of a transport vehicle. The Mitsubishi Fuso super great Shinkansen series H5 Hayabusa transporter, and I just wanted to show a comparison of the size of N-gauge for the TOMIX listeners, and that's why I have this video to show the difference of size and differences in quality, and to show that even that Takara Tomy, even with their much cheaper, because this one's like 500 yen or so. So it's like $3. They add a lot of detail. So just wanted to show that, and also to show the paint job versus die-cast metal, and also show the logo. This one right here is a KATO vehicle, so it's not Takara Tomy, it's not a TOMIX one, but it's a good way to do a comparison. But yeah, let's get to today's news. Okay, kicking off is the Hotel Metropolitan Saitama Shintoshin. The Alpha X E956 type runway model will be exhibited. A valuable opportunity to compare two types of leading shapes with different designs. This comes as a press release from JR East Hotels. The Hotel Metropolitan Saitama Shintoshin in Chuoku, Saitama City. Cafe Crossyard will be open for a limited time from April 14th to August 31st. 2023, a railroad model of the Alpha X E956 type Shinkansen train will be displayed along with seasonal decorations. Please take a close look at the elaborate creation of a 1/20th scale. Okay, this is very interesting because there is no Alpha X train for Engage yet. It's only for PLARAIL. And what I find very interesting is that they create a 1/20 scale version. So that's pretty awesome. But I don't think they're going to make several trains, are they? Let's go ahead and check out the photos here. I see here. So it's just the front. There was an episode of Let's Torikatsu when a guest was asking the train makers what's the chances of making an Alpha X Engage train or even a HO train, and they were talking about the difficulty it would take because of the mold, the way the Alpha X is shaped. But and if they ever create a Engage model, I'm definitely getting it. The Alpha X E956 type with different designs for cars 1 and 10. They will exhibit cars 1 and 10 at the same time. The actual top length of the car, number 1, is 16 meters, and the car is number 10 is 22 meters. Okay, so that's what we have here from top to bottom. The model railroad is a 1/20 scale model. Please compare the two cars with different designs. So again, April 14th to August 31st at the Hotel Metropolitan Saitama Shintoshin, 5th floor cafe, Crossyard Center Table. And the exhibition model will feature Car 1 and Car 10, 1/20th scale model. Pictures will be allowed. So for those who are not familiar with the Alpha X E956, so this is a test vehicle right now. It's being planned, and it is the next generation Shinkansen, which JR East aims to provide a safe and high-speed means of transportation. And the train is going to be based on 4 concepts: pursuing further safety and stability, enhancing comfort, enhancing environmental performance, and innovating maintenance. So right now it's a test train for being used for research and development, and it's quite popular. I know a lot of people want it. I think if anything, test vehicles and maintenance vehicles, especially like Dr. Yellow, they're hugely popular. And speaking of Alpha X, if you do want to own the train, especially the PLARAIL version, the 6-car version is on sale for like $25 on Amazon as part of the Takara Tomy sale. Again, it's a PLARAIL, but that is an amazing price, especially if you want an Alpha X. So definitely check that out. So if you look at the pictures of the Type 1 and the Type 10, you could see that Car 1, although the head length is almost the same as the E5 series, they wanted to suppress the pressure wave when entering a tunnel and secure the interior space. The shape of the head incorporates elements created by the flow of the wind, such as shaving, ridges, and spreading. While car number 10, by lengthening the head length even further, they are pursuing an environmental performance by suppressing pressure waves when entering a tunnel. The 22-meter long nose and the front consists of 3 shapes: a protruding shape that covers the bogie, a shape that wraps around the driver, and a shape that smoothly connects to the rear. So definitely check out this exhibition. It looks pretty cool. I definitely go to check it out. I've become a big fan of the Alpha X, and definitely wanting it for the Engage system. And speaking of that, I've been also into the Dr. Yellows, the T4s and T5s, and I do own it, the KATO version on Engage, and I also got several versions through this Takara Tomy sale on Amazon. So picked up both Dr. Yellow and also Alpha X. Okay, on to the next news. In this news, KATO has announced the Engage electric locomotive, the EF55, a famous machine that made fans groan. It will be released in August. KATO, a model railroad maker, announced on March 31st a new product scheduled to be released on August and November 2023. Among them, the electric locomotive EF55, which appeared before the war and was revived at the end of the JNR, is an old type passenger train that was towed by a locomotive. So when it was announced, it attracted a great deal of attention on SNS. Look at that. That looks really nice. I think I talked about it. Yes, I did talk about this one. I remember the people hanging out here. I talked about it a little bit about the new releases from KATO, but yeah, I think this is a really cool thing that that people will love, that it's coming out. You can't really see the color here, so I originally thought it was like dark green, but then when you look at the bottom here, it's actually brown, chocolate colored. No, it's but I do like it. Really cool. And it looks like it comes with a head mark, and you can see that right here. So that is very cool. I see the big two pantographs. Trying to look at the price here. I have to put my glasses on because I'm a little blind this morning. Oh, I have it somewhere. Don't know where it is, but let's see here. The EF55 Takasaki driver station. It's going to be sold for 15,180 yen. So about $125 to $130 USD. It's the main feature this time, and it's a reproduction of the specifications of the EF55 Type Number 1 that was revived in 1986, which is Showa 61. The machine appeared in 1936, Showa 11, in the midst of the global streamline boom in the early Showa era. It has a unique appearance with a streamlined front on one side and a gabled front on the other, giving it a unique presence. You can see that right here. With the yeah, that's pretty cool. Interesting. The machine was once scrapped in 1964, Showa 39, when the Tokyo Olympics were held, but it was kept as a semi-railway monument, but returned to car registration in 1986, Showa 61. Since then, it has driven passenger cars mainly on the Takasaki line, the Joetsu line, and the Shinetsu main line, and ended its operation in 2009, Heisei 21. It is currently preserved and exhibited at the Railway Museum in Omiya. The EF55 released by KATO this time as a specification after returning to the car registration in 1986. If you install the included signal flame tube in the train radio antenna, which requires some modification, and there's a guide on the back of the car body, you can change the specification to 2002 or later. A replacement coupler and 4 types of head marks, such as the Takasaki line 120th anniversary and Thank You EF55, are also included. Let's see here. So, a problem unique to model railroad solutions and SNS reactions. However, at the head of the streamlined shape, the front wheels of the front bogies are covered by the skirt. So the skirt and wheels will interfere with model railroad that runs on a curve with a radius smaller than the actual model. KATO has announced that it will achieve a minimum passing radius of R282 while reproducing the front bogie, just like the actual vehicle. Oh, we gotta look at this one here. See if there's a photo. There we go. That is interesting. What makes this possible is a difference in the position of the rotation axis. Normally the truck rotates around the center, but for this EF55, the rotation axis is positioned in front of the front truck. Then the back of the truck will swing more to the front, and the front swing will be suppressed. See the engineering that goes into this. That's pretty awesome. This ensures a clearance between the front wheels and the body. In addition, it seems to make it easier to turn curves by adopting a structure in which the entire power truck moves slightly backward when entering a curve. On the EF55 special page on the KATO official website, these mechanisms and photos of the prototype of the aircraft passing through the curve are taken in detail. By the way, the EF55 itself has been commercialized by MicroAce and the World Koge in the past. However, in order to prevent interference between the skirt and the wheel, the front wheel of MicroAce's EF55 is a dummy and the flange is omitted. It was released more than 10 years ago, so it may be difficult to find even as a second-hand item. In the case of World Koge, although the front wheel is not a dummy, the body is an assembly kit made of brass, so it is not suitable for light users. Perhaps because of this precedent, the announcement of KATO's EF55 commercialization was greeted with surprise and joy on social media. Some users have already made reservations. There are also comments from users who expected it to be sold out soon after its release. Vehicles that would want to tow or line up if they were actually able to purchase it. And thoughts about comparisons with products from other companies. Also at the model shop that the person visits, they saw people who seem to have visited the EF55 reservation or who have reserved. There are also comments that mention the price, and some people feel the price of one locomotive is over 10,000 yen. However, since the price is not much difference from brass kits that you solder and paint by yourself, it seems that many people thought the price of KATO at this time was rather cheap. My feeling is that for a single train, it's really not that bad at 10,000 yen. I know that KATO and TOMIX tries to keep things, like single trains from 5,700 to 8,500 yen. They try to keep it down, but I think for something like this at over 10,000 yen, I have no problem with it. Mainly because I bought many single trains and many trams that were released years ago for around 125, not 125, but 12,500 yen. So to me, this is it's not a big surprise because I think, as mentioned before, there are a lot of changes going on with the railroad models, and we are seeing ways for the companies to make money, especially when material costs are being high, without having to tack on a significant cost or even cutting costs. And if they need to increase prices to deal with today's economics, it has to be done. So I understand it, and 10,000 yen is not that bad. Okay, let's go ahead and check out other news. By the way, this news right here was from the Tetsudo channel, or tetsudo-ch.com. So let's go ahead and check out other news. So for travelers who are going to Japan, there's some good news here. This involves for the JR Pass. So in the past, when you purchase a JR Pass, which is a pass that allows travelers to purchase 7 or 14 or 21 day passes to travel throughout Japan on JR trains. Once you pay for the flat rate, you don't have to pay anymore. You can just pretty much just show your JR Pass to a JR attendant, and you can just ride the train for free, or you could visit a JR booth and get your Shinkansen tickets to travel uh, to wherever location that you want. But the good news, well, first, the news where this is pertaining to. In Japan, if you get a JR pass, you can only ride the Hikari or the Sakura. You cannot ride on the Nozomi. So those are the limitations. But now there's a new announcement that just came out that unlimited rides on trains and buses operated by 6 JR passenger companies, with some exceptions. There are 2 types of passes, one for green cars and one for ordinary cars, and they are divided into 7 to 14 and 21 days respectively. JR Group companies announced on the 14th that they will expand the product content and revise the price of the JR Rail Pass starting on October 23rd. Current passes that cannot be used on the Nozomi train on the Takaido Sanyo Shinkansen and the Mizuho train on the Sanyo Kyushu Shinkansen. Now in the future, you'll be able to ride them by purchasing additional special tickets. In addition, along with the price revision, they will unify sales prices that have been different between the JR designated dealers and distributors and the dedicated website until now. The consolidation of sales on the internet-only website, the revised prices are as follows. For ordinary adults, 7 days is going to be 50,000 yen. 14 days, 80,000 yen. 21 days, 100,000 yen. For green car, 7 days, 70,000 yen. 14 days, 110,000 yen. And 21 days, 140,000 yen. So I think this is going to be very good for those who have been wanting to ride the Nozomi. I think there are some of us who have, by accident. Especially when you're going on a train, and well, maybe even your first time or so, and you think you're getting on the Hikari, or and somehow you messed up and you took the Nozomi, and before the attendant finds you, hopefully you get out of that train, so you can take the right one at the station. But for the most part, I think this is great news for travelers. So yeah, it's all good. Okay, this news is from Tetsudo-ch.com, and we got a collaboration between Crayon Shinchan for the latest film and the Spacia X, the Tobu Limited Express. And for those who are not familiar with the Crayon Shinchan, it's a long-running series, very popular, about a little brat who likes to show his tush and his front parts. It's probably one of the weird things on Japanese entertainment that still exists. Not sure if they changed with the times. I haven't watched it, but I pretty much grew up watching it, and it's funny. I know it has been released in the U.S., but there's a total difference. I think with the U.S. version, they were really trying to go as far as they can for adult humor, because they know already that the subject matter of the series for Japan did push things a little, and so the English dub version, the American version, was a bit different. But Crayon Shinchan was very interesting because it's shown worldwide, and a lot of people have a special affinity for it, and many trains are typically get a train wrapping of Crayon Shinchan. I know that it has been released on PLARAIL. I know there's TOMIX vehicles and so forth. But anyway, let's check out this collaboration poster. Okay, so with the collaboration poster, this has information on Toby Railway Skytree Line area, but Collaboration posters of Tobu's new Limited Express and 100 series Space X, which debuts on July 15th, and the popular anime Crayon Shin-chan are being displayed at the stations along the Tobu line. On April 16th, a transit advertisement with a limited design also appeared at Kasukabe Station. On the poster, both cars have a chance encounter after 33 years. On the Crayon Shin-chan side, after 33 years in 3D CG, and then after 33 years, a new vehicle. The movie Shinjiken Crayon Shin-chan, the movie Superpower Great Battle Tobe Tobe Temaki Sushi, is scheduled to be released on August 4th, so it seems that Spacia X will start running earlier. Since Crayon Shin-chan is set in Kasukabe City, Saitama Prefecture, they often collaborated with Tobu. In addition, Kasukabe Station is included in the stop station of Spacia X. So this is really cool. I remember back in college, I actually had a sticker of Crayon Shin-chan, and had it right behind my. Back then, when everyone was into, well, people still are, but when when you're younger and wanted to make your car really nice, or like into the racing scene or so forth, I remember I made my Nissan like a Nismo vehicle. And right behind, I had Crayon Shin-chan stickers, so that was funny. But yeah, that is very cool. Cool news. I'm a big fan of Crayon Shin-chan. Again, it's a little. It's very funny. It has a little bit more adult humor, even though it's made for children. But yeah, I just remembered Shin-chan being a brat, and his mom. Always stressed out because of the father, and she's a big tokusatsu fan and tries to sneak out for that, and the father is always busy with work and trying to spend time with his family, and in a way it's a loving family, but a family full of dysfunction. Shin-chan and his sister and the little dog. It's a really funny series, especially with their friends and so forth. But definitely check that out. What is this? These ads right here. Try this and you'll never need Viagra again. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So this one comes through Impress Watch, courtesy of Yahoo Japan News. KATO reproduces a Taiwan high-speed rail 700T from the Taiwan Shinkansen with a new car number scheduled to be released in early summer 2023. Is this a renewal? Because I thought they released the 700T before. Let's see. KATO will release a reproduction of the Model Railroad Taiwan High-Speed Rail 700T in early summer 2023. The price is 25,300 yen for the 6-car basic set and the 16,500 yen for the 6-car add-on set. Again, this is the strategy that a lot of the model train companies are going for now. Basic sets are going to be more expensive. And so this one's going to possibly be around $230 USD, but 25,300 yen. So this reproduction, yes, it is a renewal because it was originally released back in 2018, but this time it's reproduced with a different car number. It is based on the 700 series, the Shinkansen of the Tokaido and Sanyo Shinkansen, and faithfully reproduces the features of the 700T, such as a shorter nose than the 700 series, and an orange line that runs straight through the body. So, can we look at a photo here? Let's see. There we go. That's a really cool looking train. I did remember seeing it on KATO. Now that I remember, I think it was during my episode of the most expensive KATO trains. But yeah, that's a cool looking train right there with the orange. I've been to Taiwan before, but I've never ridden this Taiwan High Speed Rail 700 series. Okay, on to the next news. Okay, we have a new YouTuber from Japan. This one is Yamamoto Takeya of Yomiuri TV. So he's an announcer of Railway Mania, and he opened his first independent YouTube channel to talk about trains and engage modeling. He joined the Yomiuri TV, which is based in Osaka, back in 2008, and he's been involved and active on the Osaka Honwaka TV and Wake Up, and he's a big railway enthusiast. So on his YouTube channel, you can see a tour at a model train shop, sneaking into the Suminoe Depot, the Nankai Electric Railway, and he wants to convey the charm of railroad models. So he has a diorama at his home, which he calls the it's a fictitious name of the Yamamoto Electric Railway, and has recorded about 160,000 views. So I just want to give a shout out to Yamamoto-san's YouTube channel. So railway fans commented, the commitment is amazing. The sense of intimacy explodes. You became independent. Yamamoto commented, I am overjoyed to be able to fully utilize my experience in railways. Regardless of the manufacturer, I own more than 100 types of vehicles and will continue to deliver attractive content that will make you love even more. Okay. Congratulations, Yamamoto-san, on your YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and check out a little bit of your video here. So we'll go ahead and play.
個人チャンネル立ち上げおめでとうございますついに来たよ俺の時代が来たよ鉄道の時代が来たよ個人チャンネルよ読売テレビのアナウンサーとして初のそう個人チャンネルですよ初の快挙100万人達成よ目標100万人登録者数山本さんってまだチャンネル名知らないですよねそうこの前候補挙げてんだけども、その自分の案が通ってんのか全く通ってないのかも気になるチャンネル名決まりましたおマジで名前もう決まってんの決まったおい何も報告ないじゃんないよ今から報告しますマジでじゃあ発表しますね、チャンネル名は山本電気鉄道チャンネル鉄オタ局アナ超特急になりましたやったーでも俺のは全然入ってないかっこいいよ俺ほら YouTube 世代じゃないから、このタイトルがいいのか悪いのかその YouTube 基準でが分かんないからまあいいんじゃないですかいや全然興味ないじゃんよじゃあこのチャンネル名を山本さん出発進行みたいな感じでちょっとこれもやってみてください。いいね。なるほどね。山本電気鉄道チャンネル鉄オタ局な超特急。いいじゃん。こっちがいいジングルとかになんか使えないの？ダイラマ。またそういうのも撮りますね。まずはね鉄道模型に特化して鉄道模型の魅力を紹介していきまして。Yes, I've seen his video before. His videos. But it's cool that he has his own YouTube channel. 100万人登録よろしくお願いいたします。山本電気鉄道チャンネル鉄オタ局な超特急出発進行でございます。Okay, so yeah, that's very cool. And if you go on this YouTube channel, you can see already quite a few videos here. So showcasing the 103 series, the 117 series. That's pretty cool. So I brought up last episode that the latest 13th episode from Let's Torakatsu was released, and I definitely recommend, if you can, check this this video out. It's the group which includes let's see, Kuno Tomomi, and I believe that she is with a comedian and another one from Rag Fair. I think it's the bass player. But I guess the episode is focusing on the JR Kyushu 36+3 and also the 787 series. So it's really cool, and they pretty much, actually this is an interesting episode. I think it's she may be feeling ill or not, I'm not sure, but this time it was Rag Fair's Tsuchiya Ryo and the comedian Darling Honey's Yoshikawa Masahiro pretty much doing a lot of the hosting.
and it shows the two in the interior of the 36+3, and both men were giving a special ride of the train, and she joins them, but again, it's mostly from the perspective of the two men who are going through the train, and they're just, for me watching it, I was just enamored by how luxurious the train looked, and the men too. They just kept on. Were just like shocked about how beautiful the train looked and how enamored they were. It had like black and gold trim. This is the 36+3, and it had this like a lot of wooden, but like the luxurious, like almost like Victorian era type of look. It's just really special, but definitely check out this latest video, especially when they talk about the 787 and the person who actually designed it. I think that was very cool as well. And I believe his name is Mitoka Eiji, who designed the 36+3, and I'm not sure if he designed the 787, but he really has a lot of experience when it comes to designing trains. And I think they showed a 787 Silver Train that was original concept design by Mitoka, and he said that how he got the job with JR Kyushu, and I guess he was a designer, and he happened to be sitting in the hotel next to the first president of JR Kyushu, and the president saw his design, and said that it'd be nice to have common sense and a sense of beauty from a designer, and because Mitoka wanted to have fun on trips, he started working for the company, and it's I think since then it's just impressive of his designs, and also how he worked with them and stayed within the confines of the rules that were presented by the railway company. So this is a part 2 series. The first part is just them riding on the train, but just the look inside of this luxury train is very cool. So definitely check it out again on the BS Fuji official channel, and you'll find it there. Let's go ahead and check out the Tetsudo Mokei sales on yodabashi.com. What is top 10 for the mail orders for trains? And we still have the train Huiten Bosch, the die-cast metal train, still at number 1. Second place is the Masudaya Corporation Mass Panel World Run Shinkansen N700A. I have no idea what that is, but I think it's a I need to look at it. I really don't know what that is. And then you got the N-scale version of the number 74 freight car container right here. Takara Tomy's S31 E233 Shonen color PLARAIL is number 4. Number 5 is the Biku BIC, the Biku Build Train 3 of Dr. Yellow is number 5. Number 6 is the S23 Azusa E353 Azusa PLARAIL. Number 7th is the BIC Build Train 5 Shinkansen E7 Kagayaki. And the 8th place is the Masudaya Corporation 8 panels. So these are pretty much panels. Let's go ahead and just open one up here. Okay, I see it here. It looks like a little panel that that one just lays down, and kids can just roll their capsule toy, or really small one here. Let's see a box right here. So this is the Masudana Panel World. Okay, that's a pretty good one for kids. Get the little big foam panel. that they could roll and start to learn about the routes. And it's about 1830 yen. So they also made a Hayabusa and Komachi, I believe. No, it came with a station as well. I see here. So this one's more horizontal. Oh, you can also add more panels. Well, it comes with 4 panels, so you can, well, 4 plus this center one, I guess. So that's pretty cool. You learn something new every day. I mean, I was not familiar with the Masudaya Corporation panel, so that's pretty cool. So let's go to the Yodobashi ranking for PLARAIL. And right now, the number 1 train is the PLARAIL class. You know what? That does not this does not surprise me that people are pre-ordering. I mean, it comes out in June, I believe. But since the announcement made, I know they're, for hardcore engaged fans, they're like, why is Takara Tomy doing this? For me, I really don't mind. I mean, 4 trains, they could still work on the PLARAIL tracks, but with better visual, better design. I think they found a price point that because I think they noticed that while they designed the PLARAIL for kids, especially now making it cheaper with the ES line, now they can make something for the adults. And hey, it's all good. So yeah, the real class, the 185 series limited express train, Dancer with the green stripe, is now on first place for pre-orders. That's cool. Number 2 is the cheap KF04, the Azon train Hiei. Third place, we have the Ginga Dreamline C58 Type 239 SL Ginga, which is a great price right now, especially with the Takara Tomy sale. And well, let's see here. Number 4 is the S15 is the Naruto Express with a dedicated connection specification. So when they say that, you want to buy 2 so you can open up the front panel and hook up 2 trains together. So in a way, yeah, you kind of have to buy both, but if you could get it on sale, even better. The 5th place is the pre-ordering of the PLARAIL Asobi set. This one comes out really soon, so I think within a week. So good set for kids to get. 6th place is the PLARAIL Seafood Delivery, the E7 series Shinkansen Kageyaki. So if you want that big old giant crab right there, you can do that. 7th place is the KF10 Tomica freight car. So I guess a lot of people buy many of those. Number 8th place is actually the PLARAIL SO8 series E2 Shinkansen connection specification. 9th place is Thomas the Tank Engine 30th Anniversary Kira Kira Thomas and Harold's Party Collection. 10th is the Shinkansen, the E5 Hayabusa connection specification. There's so many Hayabusa releases for made for the PLARAIL, so you get some with the magnetic connection that comes with the Komachi set. Then you have the one that goes back and forth, another one that comes with parts that make it goes faster or slower. They're all different too. So just depends which one you want, and yeah, it's they even make a see-through version, a Tekoro version, such as what we're going to see with number 11. This is the Tekoro E7 series Shinkansen Kageyaki. So this one does not require any batteries. You just have to, roll it, and until it builds enough force, and it will last you about 4 rounds around the track or more. But this is for parents that do not want leaky batteries or to use batteries whatsoever. So we got the ES2 O2 E5 series Shinkansen Hayabusa. So again, this is the ES2 line, which means it's a little bit smaller, and also while most of the line now features mostly with stickers, the E2, well, most of the Shinkansen early ones still have the holes. So it's just a shrunken version, and it's the new line, the ES line that you could look at it as cutting costs, but at the same time, for those for the kids who don't really care if it's single or double speed, parents just wanting to introduce their kids at a cheap cost, because at $10, that's 10 USD, it's about what, 13 to 1500 yen. That's a pretty good price. Here you got the little Panda Kodoshio, the S24, Smile Adventure, train dedicated connection. Again, you want to buy two because you could get that connection, and it uses a special connection that will only work for this train only. You got the Kamachi, the E6, and this S14 is also, it makes the top 20, so that's pretty cool. If you can, get the set that includes both this and the Hayabusa. The E233 Keihin Tohoku line is number 15. Number 16 is that test vehicle. No, it's not the test vehicle. It's actually the PLARAIL Railroad Company. The 2022 set release came with their the track release. This one came with this. So I think again, a lot of these PLARAIL you can get really cheaply from Amazon Japan right now through the Takara Tomy sale. But you can order through Yodobashi or Big Camera or wherever company sells PLARAIL, eBay, Yahoo Auctions, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. 17th place is the Mickey Mouse Popo train, the S13. 18th is the Kiha 261, so that's the PLARAIL S19. And the 19th is the EH500 Kintaro. This one you can actually buy as a Kintaro set, which comes with so many containers. So that is cool. 20th is the PLARAIL Gordon TSO4. So what I want to talk about right now is I'm just going to go freestyle on this reviews for. Let's start off with this Dow stage. These bamboo, and this one you could get through Amazon Japan. Not sure if you could get through Amazon.com, but I want to incorporate bamboo into my diorama set because I just remember in various train rides I would come across like these bamboo forests. It's just quite common to see, and I figured that Dow Stage pretty much had a good deal of offering so many of these bamboo. I think you get about 25 pieces or so for like 1780 yen. But one of the reasons why I also got it is because the height. Bamboo, it needs to be slightly bigger, and so I went ahead and got it. You could get ones that offer 100 pieces or so on Amazon as well from different companies, but for me all I needed was just the 25, just to have it in two corners areas, and I have it attached to styrofoam, so it's easy just to put in there along with other trees as well. So I just have it going through a corner sections of my diorama, but really pleased with it. So just look for DAUSTAGE, Dow Stage, and you can find it easily on Amazon. Some of you who saw my Welcome to Shin Yamanote video saw the TOMIX 9479 JR diesel train type 120-300 GB line, or JB line, however you want to say it. When I went to the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, I had the opportunity to learn about the creation of the Hiroshima Carp team, through a manga that I purchased after the reconstruct. It's about the reconstruction effort of Hiroshima after the atom bomb was detonated with Japan over Hiroshima. And while I'm not a big Hiroshima Carp fan, because I'm a Yomiuri Giants fan, and the Carp and Yomiuri Giants are always at odds, but I do respect the team and its dedicated fans, and it's definitely a train that I wanted to get, especially after reading that manga. But anyway, it's the people are the ones that really put their money to have the Hiroshima Carp team happen, to make it happen right after World War II, or after the atom bomb was detonated. And this team, the history is really interesting to read. And the Hiroshima Carp, the name derives from the koi fish which climbed the rapids of the Hiroshima Castle. That's how the carp name came from. And pretty much, I've shared photos, but Hiroshima is definitely a carp town, carp-loving town, our city. You'll see it on the trains, you'll see it on stores, you'll see it everywhere. They really have a big passion for their local baseball team. But the Geibi line, which is a rail line of West Japan Railway Company, JR West, they're trying to raise awareness and donations with the Hiroshima Carp tie-in, and they have this campaign called Meeting to Run the Carp on the Geibi line, and it's courtesy of the volunteers of Shibata City residents, and I wanted to support the line from afar, so I purchased this TOMIX model train, and the campaign. Let's see if I could show you the actual train photo. There it is. So this is the actual train right here. And the campaign it started on November 28th, 2021. The campaign was to end on March 2023. But because of its popularity, it was extended through December 2023, so people can continue to see this train. It's a Kiha 12300. The Kiha is a single-car diesel multiple unit, a DMU train type, operated by JR West on its rural lines. And 59 third batch cars were built between 1994 and 1996, and it includes 19 cars built at JR West Goto Works. So these trains were built with some having transverse seating and modified back in 2005 to include toilets. It's a single train, but I do feel that the reproduction is well done. You can look at the front and just look at here we go of the you can see the train, the wrapping. It's really well reproduced, and because this is a Kiha 120 to 300, it includes interior lighting. So I think with what TOMIX has done with the Kiha 120s is that they have given them lighting, interior lighting. It's probably one of the few trains that has gotten this, and really happy that this one did, because for the price of what you're getting it for, and to have interior lights is really awesome. But the train ran very well. I had no problem. It comes with it does have couplers if you don't need to connect it to another train, and there is no pantograph on these on this one, so it's really cool. Let's see here. You can see the type of wheels it uses, the flywheel. Switch bar is included. The head and tail lights have LED lamps, and it's a very cool train overall. I definitely do recommend it. So you can just see the meticulous details, close up on the especially on the hood. I mean the front end. But yeah, let's go ahead and make it bigger. There you go. Really cool. So the next one I did a review for is the 8800, the Tokyo Toden 8800 yellow. It's the MODEMO NT143 right here. And what I can say about this train is that it's wonderful. as a big fan of the trains or the streetcars or the rail cars, or you could call them trams, of the Arakawa line. It's one of the, again, this is the last existing Tokyo tram line, the Tokyo Toden, and the Bureau of Transportation, Tokyo Metropolitan Government, which operates the Toei subway, the Toden Arakawa line, the Nupori, the Toneri liner, and the Toei bus, which is collectively known as the Toei Transportation. They held a public vote for people to choose a model which they wanted to see. So when it came to finding a look, they wanted to make something modern, especially when it was going to replace the popular 7500 or 7000 series of trains. I've reviewed one before. The ones that look like a school bus, the yellow ones, with the blue or the red stripe. Those were, of course, well loved and were favorites of those who live in the Arakawa line area. And I think for this train right here, this model train really does capture the look of the original train very well. When they held the public vote by Toei Transportation, the main thing was a rounded design that expresses kindness and friendliness, a curved design that expresses a sense of speed and smartness, and a linear design that expresses an urban image. So they wanted the people to vote for which one they wanted to choose, but I think they pretty much captured almost everything. Something that looks kind and sleek, something with speed, but if anything, it's just a very cool looking train. And let's see here. Let me bring this one up. So they have a total of 4 Arakawa lines, and you got the rose red, which covers the 8801, 8805 series. The 8806 and the 8807 is the violet. The 8808, 8809 is the orange, and the 8810 is the yellow. And all these have been released by MODEMO, but they're very, 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 very expensive. And I've been wanting one of these. These were released back in 2015. I missed the boat for a lot of MODEMO releases because I just started getting them into them recently, because I didn't think I was gonna, I just focused on KATO and TOMIX, but once I discovered the Hasegawa trams and rail cars, I just realized how quality they are. They're really well done. The reproductions of this train is phenomenal. Again, all of them were released, and I was just very lucky to have found a seller who I worked with before willing to sell their brand new yellow one for a good cost, and I had to jump at the price. Of course, it was a little bit, it wasn't double the price, but it was a little close to being double, but I think it was about 105 USD. When they were first released, they were about $65. So I think that's how it's going to be for those looking for any MODEMO trams, because even Hasegawa has emphasized, get it now while you can, because they are big collector's items. Secondhand resellers are always asking people, if you have a MODEMO to sell, we'll buy it. So I mean, that's how popular these streetcars are, and how hard they are to find at an affordable price. But the details are also awesome. You can just look at this pantograph right here. The details on these side panels. Let me bring this up right here. I mean, you could see the stickers of the Gucci, the Itaguchi, the handicap symbol, and just these little details. It's just really awesome. And I'm really happy that I did get this train, and I was very happy to get the yellow one. I'm just happy that I found one, to be perfectly honest. But so a lot of people are wondering, what is the caveat? If you love this train, there has to be a caveat, right? Well, of course. For one, well, it does come with stickers, and it comes with the new color yellow stickers. But one, MODEMO does not make great head marks. Hasegawa has always released them in stickers. Hasegawa, by the way, is the model company. They're known for making plastic models. They're the ones that created the MODEMO brand for their trains. But the stickers are just a pain. Unlike TOMIX, which has stickers that go on a plastic thing that can be glued onto your train, or KATO, which is even better. It's magnetic. And it's already ready to go. I think with the stickers, you really have to have really good eyesight because they're so tiny, and it's just very hard to cut. I just leave them alone. I don't even use them. Because unless you have really good eyesight and you're really good at putting on something so miniature, minuscule, I guess you could call it, then go for it. The second thing that turns people off about Hasegawa MODEMO trains are the fact that the engines can be seen in the interior. This one uses like a little, like a frosted green type of window, but you can still see the engine right there in the center. It has always been the case for Hasegawa. They don't condense things to go underneath the flooring like KATO and TOMIX has, but Hasegawa trains, they do have the engine inside, so you can't put people, or you cannot see seating. You will see the engine, but to me that's not big of a deal, because usually they are on my inner track for my city for the tram. I don't use these as the primary rail line. These are what I purchased it for. My diorama was built to incorporate rail cars and trams, so I am perfectly happy with this release. It's just really cool. But yeah, the biggest caveat is probably going to be price, because while it looks modern and awesome, it was released in 2015, and take it as it is. If you really want to get into MODEMO, you just have to know that they're hard to find at times, and they can be very expensive, double or triple the price. So, and as for the Hasegawa line, I don't know if they're going to be promoting MODEMO. Their last release was in 2022 with the 7000, 7500 series also. Let's see here. Even the 9000 series, I think they're called. They did release quite a bit of trains in 2022, but nothing has been heard of since then. It's like they went quiet. Nothing new announced for 2023. Not a peep. So I just hope that Hasegawa continues, because this train is really awesome. And I know they do wrapping trains, and there's always room for. I know they don't like to do re-releases, but they can do a re-release with a special wrapping if possible. But I do recommend it. Definitely recommend it. So I went ahead and got that PLARAIL track. It's one of the ones where you can make like so many different, like 10 variations or so, and you can get it pretty cheap on Amazon. Again, Amazon, if you live outside of Japan, you want to get the PLARAIL tracks from your country, because it'll be a lot cheaper. If you live in the US, you can get it for $39, which is a little bit more than what Japanese are paying for. But the problem is that with PLARAIL tracks, specifically the tracks, it's the only thing in Japan where they charge so much shipping immediately. Again, you could order tracks and anything else from Amazon Japan, but for some reason, while many other orders can be cheap, starting at 2,500 yen, they start the tracks at 65 to almost 9,600 yen. So it's very expensive. So either you're going to have to spend on a lot of things, or you just don't order. One thing I wanted to test out with the PLARAIL, because I don't know too much about it. Well, I can't say I don't know too much about it, but I do know enough. One of the things that I wanted to test out is the trying to put at different points if it works irreversible, because when you get the tracks, you get the main straight area, and then the opposite ends you get these little bumps, and which means it's you go underneath. But here's the thing: when you buy tracks, they come with these ends, which one has a little slot, and one of them has one little one protruding. And when you start building your tracks, you start to realize, wait a minute, I'm running out of tracks here. How am I going to make this happen? I have, well, are they meant to be irreversible? So I don't know. So I went ahead and gave it a try and see if it would run. And so here's a test. As you can see here, I bought some piers and towers, which were inexpensive. We got it through Amazon. USA actually, pretty affordably, because if you get it through Amazon Japan, again, anything track related, they charge up the yin yang. Also got a little diorama piece right there that you can see that actually plays sound. But let's go ahead and play this video here. Well, this is not a video, it's it's an image, but let's see if I have video here. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Will it click? Will it go? Nope, I had to click through it. Okay. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the PLARAIL J13 diorama set. And this one, I think the reason why I got it, because of the price, like, what, $9 or $8 with the Takara Tomy cell. And I figured this would be a good thing to test, to see, for parents to try things. By the way, there's something I did try to do. Don't do it. I got a Gunpla pen as a test to see how it would look like. Because I do it for my Gunpla, but I figured, how would it work with a PLARAIL? I was willing to give it a try. I could easily take it off, but I just wanted to give it a try. Got the pen and started, going over it, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't look that great. So, just a word of caution: if you are planning to get these, and if you think that the Gunpla lining pen will make it look better, no, it won't. Just don't do it at all. But here is how this thing works. Let's go ahead and hit play. So here I am, I'm running through some tests to see if the PLARAIL will work on both types of tracks, and had no problem. So it is, you can run it upside down or irreversible. It runs perfectly fine. You will have to run it through a bigger floor area. I had to bring it out in my VR room area, so you must see my VR pad there, and also the living room. But here it is, and it's running on both tracks perfectly fine. Not both tracks, but both sides as a test. And what you're seeing is the sound version of the N700 Uzemi. It makes the chugging, the track noises, and also, there we go, we hit the switch, and now it's going to go to the center. As you can see, it has no problem running on either side. So, we're going to go, I'll click the switch again. And there you go, and then I'm going to hit the stop. And there you go. Go ahead and pause right here. So this one takes about the J13. Let me bring up an image of that right here. Okay, so this is the J13 PLARAIL. This one is an interesting station because it does make noise, and you can easily put a little tower section to actually make it elevated if you want. Those parts are not included, of course, but if you want just to lay it flat down, you can. Kids will love this. I think for adult collectors, they'll like it because of the noises and the announcements and having the Shupat Shinko, all aboard sound, and the female and male announcer. I think that's really cool. Has about 20 types of sounds, which is really awesome, and it takes 2 AA batteries, and it connects to your PLARAIL. You need to have a rail connected on either end for it to run through. This one does the braking. It does come with a PLARAIL kid, just one, a female, and yeah, pretty much. For the price of this, I think it was like about 1,300 yen, which comes out to like $9. So you don't really see things like that these days, and especially if you live outside of Japan, usually for something like this they instantly charge $20. But no, this one's pretty cheap, and it's just very impressive. For this little toy that comes with all these sounds, I thought it was really, really cool. And let me bring up the other set real quick. Okay, so this is the set that I got from Amazon USA. It cost $35.19. I guess, yeah, the Japanese version is $20, but if you order from Amazon Japan, you'll be paying $60 because of the actually more like probably close to $80 because of the shipping, the insane shipping costs. So if you just want to just buy the set alone, I recommend it getting through Amazon Japan because it's cheap and you get the free shipping since it's over $25. So that's the benefit right there. So as you can see right here, you can do up to 10 different layouts, and the let's see here. The box does come with these examples, and you can also look on Amazon Japan. They put the images online, so you can check out the different tracks. This is the one I made right here, layout 7. But you can see the various different layouts you can create through these tracks right here. And the tracks do come with the this railroad track right here, and it also comes with a one-half stop rail, and it comes with this little tunnel. But I think for the price, just for the tracks alone, is well worth it. Oh, it does come with a little station as well, which I didn't use. I decided to change the station out, but for the most part, here we go. I think it's a wonderful set. Children and the young at heart, the adults who collect PLARAIL, I think this is going to be a very good deal because you get so much for your money. With the tracks being, for what they are and how hard they are to get, for an inexpensive cost. I think it's definitely worth checking out because you get a lot of tracks included right here. You can see the full rails. You only get 2 of that, just the straight rails, but you get the 1/2s. You get about 1 on that. You get the stopper, a 1/2 a stopper. You get the A and B switch right there. you get the little miniatures. You get one of the double-sided, one of the open slot, and two of the open slot, and the one with the one coming out. So, and then you get 14 curve tracks, and then you get the left and right X track. You get one of each. So I think it's a very good set, worth getting, and really you can't go wrong. Now let me bring something up here. So as mentioned, Amazon Japan is having a wonderful sale on the Takara Tomy PLARAIL stuff. So I went ahead and got a few, and well, I guess it's a lot. But the thing is that when it comes to PLARAIL, the fact that you can, especially on sale, you can get these things for $10 or so. That's almost, when you compare it to an Engage, which you're paying, close to 150 to 250, depending on which version you get. For me, this is nothing. I mean, you could get 20 trains easily for the cost of an Engage train. So it's a investment worth doing, because it allows me to do research on the train without having to purchase the Engage version of each, and I think I like that aspect of it. It's not more of a collection, but more for education for me, and well, there was a collecting thing for it too, especially when you get to these more deluxe versions of the PLARAIL. But for me, I said, okay, you know what, I there's so many trains I want to get, but they're, getting all these Engage ones would be way too much, too expensive. There are people who can do that, but it's it's quite expensive. So what would be the most inexpensive route to get trains, to discuss it, and to to provide content that would interest viewers or listeners? And they said, you know what, PLARAIL would be good. While continuing the to do content of Engage, I can also incorporate PLARAIL into the podcast. Again, a lot of people see it for toys for kids, but the thing is it's the same concept. Running a train on the track, building your diorama, or for me, I do not intend to build a diorama out of this. For me, there's going to be more of an experimental track of layouts that I'll do, because I have my main layout already. One of the things with Engage that makes it easier is that you have a set area where you can build, and the tracks are small enough that you could incorporate various tracks if you want, as opposed to the PLARAIL. You really need a lot of space if you're going to do it indoors. So putting them together and breaking it apart is not a big deal, and since it's plastic, the connectors are easy to remove and so forth. It's again, no big deal, as not like the Engage, like a KATO or TOMIX. Especially with TOMIX tracks, they're a little bit more sensitive. So, taking things apart over and putting together and taking apart over and over again can put a lot of stress into the tracks itself. So that makes another benefit for PLARAIL. But of course, they're different in the aspects of quality, and also the ability to connect your power controllers to control the speeds, and also to go forward or reverse, and also control your switches and build a city around it. You can build a city around PLARAIL if you get they do have stuff available that you can buy, but really, well, you could actually get the TOMICA stuff if you want. But for the main thing is that price-wise, there are just way too many trains that you can get affordably through these sales, and it's really cost-effective in that sense. again, if you are a younger listener, you talk to your parents first before purchasing, because ordering through Amazon Japan, it will come through DHL, and you will have to you could let the company know if you want to have it delivered to your door and to leave the stuff there, or if you prefer to sign for it. A lot of companies with DHL, they prefer a signature. So that's totally up to you. Another thing is that through Amazon Japan, they do a point system, unlike Amazon USA. So the points build up. But again, just remember shipping. If you order from Japan, Amazon Japan, and you live outside of the country, the trains are not bad. You can get a lot and not pay so high for shipping. It's the tracks that are the problem. You'll have to be willing to pay a lot for the tracks. The best way to do it to save money is if you're going to be doing a huge purchase. So if you're going to buy the track set along with many trains, then the pricing of the shipping and handling is not too bad. But buying it by itself, it's a little bit costly. So definitely check on eBay or another seller online, or go through your own country's Amazon, especially for the piers and the connectors and the U-loop. In fact, let me bring up a photo here. See if I can get to it real quick. Yeah, this would be good. See if I can do it here. Here we go. These can be purchased easily through, let's say, Amazon USA. They're not that expensive. You could get the couplers right here. You can get this U-line rail and these elevated piers. And actually, what I was thinking about is because these piers are so expensive, and the way they are stackable, because some people use the lead. I saw the advantage of this, of how they're stackable, and they could be painted as well. So I like that aspect, because getting certain TOMIX, or mainly like TOMIX or something of these piers for double tracks, they're expensive. It's not like we're Japan, where a lot of people can get access to it from a local train store. For those outside of Japan, it becomes a little costly. So I think this is a good idea right here, because they're not that expensive, and you could just stack them. So for people who are needing some support for their double tracks to elevate it for their engaged diorama, you could use this and paint over it, or you could use those Lego Duplo, I think they're called, that are bigger, that some people ended up doing, and just repainting, so to give them some more stability, because the piers can get quite costly. So you can go that route as well. Anything's possible with when you make dioramas, and adding paint and some weathering can definitely take something that might be as bright yellow, but make it look really cool. So anyway, that is today's episode. Just wanted to get those reviews out. More reviews are forthcoming. But yeah, please check out the J Tomika Podcast Edition. Episode 1 is out right now for that, and I will be doing Tomika reviews as well on that podcast. So you take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.